Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Check the Post of Husker Nation, brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. I laugh because if you just watched the show that I just recorded about Frank Soldier's retirement, I'm wearing the same clothes that I wore in that because I literally recorded that. 2 seconds later, hey, we got a new AD. I feel like I should do a show about that. It's like college all over again. I just wear the same clothes day after day. I just throw them on the floor, pick them up the next morning. Well, it wasn't day after day, but you get my point. So, if what I'm wearing looks familiar, if you just watched my Frank Solich gut reaction, now you know why. We have a new AD here at the University of Nebraska, former Husker, Trev Alberts. Now, I got to be honest with you, and this isn't a negative thing. This was just my gut reaction. I didn't think it would be Trev. His name's been brought up at least 2 other times before, and it just didn't seem to work out. So it's kind of one of those things where you always knew he'd be a candidate, probably a good fit if they went that direction, but you kind of forget about it because it's kind of happened before. So for me, it was kind of like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. A little bit of, I wonder why now though? Why not before and why now? Now I know in the past, at least when they hired Bill Moose, he said he had unfinished business at UNO, and that's something I completely respect. A lot of times it's all about timing. Sometimes timing just works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Apparently the timing worked out to bring Trev Alberts to the University of Nebraska as a new athletic director. Now, some other names got brought up. A lot of people thought it might be Garrett Classy, who's the current interim AD. He's done a lot of things and pretty much headed up all of the NIL stuff. It's rather new, but he's been doing a lot of good things there. A lot of people obviously thought Ed Stewart would be a good candidate. There were some fans who were out there rooting for Matt Davidson. For me personally, Matt's done a lot of good things. He's spearheaded a lot of things, a lot of fundraising things, which is a big part of being the AD at any major university. His name's certainly on a lot of stuff. For me personally, I was like, I might need some more experience. Not that he couldn't have done a good job, just my quick personal thoughts. Now, on Trev himself, okay, he was at UNO for over a decade, okay? 12 years. He was in his administrative tenure at UNO, easy for me to say. Now, he did some things at UNO that were pretty cool. He took some of their sports Division I, which I'm not sure a lot of people thought could be done. Now, at the same time, okay, he cut football and he cut wrestling. So some people loved what he did at UNO as far as taking some sports D1. Some people weren't crazy about cutting football and wrestling. It's part of the gig. It's part of the job. You got to make tough decisions. And this is going to shock people coming from me. I'm a football guy, obviously. Cutting football is probably a good thing. You look at how expensive football is. It's a business move, ladies and gentlemen, that allowed them to go D1 in other sports. Okay, if you just look at it from a purely non-sentimental business standpoint, it's probably the correct move, as much as people are going to be surprised to hear me say that. Okay, but that's just my opinion. I was surprised about wrestling. How do you win a national championship and then literally get canceled? Your program canceled 1 or 2 days later. But again, it's a business move, okay? Now, we talk about Trev Alberts himself, Husker legend, Husker great, one of the best to all-time do it, definitely one of the most decorated in Nebraska football history, a first-team All-American. Okay, he's the all-time sack leader at the University of Nebraska with 29.5 career sacks. He holds a single-season sack record with 15 sacks in 1993. Butkus Award winner for the top linebacker in the country, 5th overall pick in the 1994 NFL Draft. And as a kid growing up watching those teams, all right, I will never forget the 94 Orange Bowl playing against Charlie Ward, Florida State for the 93 National Championship, watching him have a great game, chasing the Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward all over the field with a cast on his hand. To this day, I will never forget the effort he had and the play that he had on that night in Miami, Florida. Now, this is a guy who knows Nebraska. This is a guy who knows what it takes to be successful here. Okay, we got to see how that translates into actual results. Okay, I'll never forget, because he used to be on ESPN, if people remember that. He was pretty harsh on Nebraska back in the day. This is his chance and his opportunity to make a difference and make an impact at his alma mater. I can't wait to see what happens. Go big, red, and always remember, throw the ball.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.